What's up, guys? I'm on Lake Toho today with Alan Aker and Jake. Alan's from North Carolina. Almost said South Carolina. Jake's from right here, Central Florida. We're on Lake Toho. It's the last day of the year of 2019, so Happy New Year. I'm sure I'm not editing a video tonight, but this will come out after that. Today, we're out here throwing some lipless crankbaits and some worms on some offshore nothing. We're out in the middle of nothing. I have my brand new Humminbird 360 Mega imaging, and we're literally watching fish, schools of fish swim by, casting at them and catching them. I've been doing this for a few days. I've had this thing for a little over a week now, but I didn't really want to do any video highlighting it until I got used to using it. And because I never had the original 360. I've been with Humminbird and Minn Kota for a long time. I just never had the 360 before. I'm kind of wishing I had earlier, but this Mega 360 is the absolute deal. Even in this shallow water where we're in 5.9 feet of water, there's really nothing out there. There's no structure out there, nothing. It's a soft bottom, which typically, hinders the performance of a sonar, of any type of sonar. But we were watching schools of fish swim by. I sped up the movement of this 360. So I'm seeing fish come into the screen, and we're following them as they're moving around the boat. And so we're gonna see how many fish we can catch by watching them out here. So stay tuned, we'll see how it goes.
There you go.
Got him?
Yeah. Decent one.
Nice. Oh, he pulled off? Yeah. See, there's some fish right out there where you caught that from, or you hooked that from. We just jumped off a decent one. I'm not even fishing. I'm just watching my video game here. Show you guys real quick what it looks like when there's fish swimming by. I'm gonna point them out here on the screen. That right there, that little black shadow right there is a fish. Now remember, we're only in 5 feet of water. And you'll see each time this thing pans around, because it's down there spinning, mounted on my trolling motor. This right here, this blacked out area is actually my trolling motor head. I'm going to turn my trolling motor straight, and you'll see that it changes the view of it. There's a little fish right there swimming by. And see, that fish that was there is now up here. It's moved. See if you can, I don't know how well this is showing up on camera. Shaking all over the place. Those black shadows are moving around. We're not actually on, we just had a front come through, and I'm not seeing as many fish here. I might have to move us around a little bit. You can see my tracks over here. It's a pretty wide area. I've been catching some fish in. There definitely are no coordinates showing on there.
Here we go. Got one up.
Got one?
Yeah.
So Alan's got one now. Is it decent?
Yeah.
Alan's got fishing in his blood. He's got a cousin that fishes. Is it your cousin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got some fisherman by the name of Guy Aker. The word has it in the family, though, that Alan's actually the better fisherman. That came from Alan. It's good to see, though, that with the weather change, we've had a week and a half of overcast, which is very uncommon here in Florida. This is the first morning these fish have seen sunshine in over a week, and they're still out here biting. A little smaller, but there's some good fish out here. So anyway, we're going to keep using this 360 Mega out here to see how many fish it can put us on. I'm not gonna keep sitting there filming the Mega. I've showed you what it looks like when there's schools of fish running by. We've been doing this out here for a couple days now. I'm watching the fish swim by the boat, and I have it spinning. There's a speed there's speed adjustments on how fast the sensor will rotate, and I have it on 5 out of 6, or number 5 of a possible 6. And we're watching these fish swim by, and just like yesterday, we're seeing the fish and we're casting towards them. And we've caught or had on 3 already, and we've been out here for like 10 minutes. So it's pretty awesome. I've said in the past, I remember when the talons came out, and I said this is the best thing I've ever put on a bass boat, are the talons. That was when I had an 8-footer. Then I've had 12-footers ever since then. I've had two on every boat, and I thought those were the best. And then the Minn Kota Ultrex and Ultera and all that stuff with spot lock came out, and I said this is the best thing I've ever put on a bass boat. And now I have this, and maybe because it's new, but I'm thinking as far as fish catching goes, this may be the best thing I've ever put on my bass boat. But they're all tied together with that one boat network that everybody knows about for Minn Kota and Humminbird. I can show the 360 Megas mounted up here on my on my trolling motor, but because my Humminbird, my Helix 10 and my Helix 12 are linked together, I can sit here. He can watch the same screen that we're watching from the back of the boat back there. Got my Talon remotes up here. All the software downloads for the Humminbirds can be done with your phone through Humminbird's app. It's really important to have all this stuff tied together. We're still not really up to my waypoint, or down to my waypoint. Got him? Yep. Where are you throwing? Oh, was that a good one? Was that a decent one?
Like a 5-pounder.
Jeez, where were you throwing?
Shaky head.
Shaky head.
He done snuck something in on us.
I told you, they won't bite a shaky head out here.
Sounds like a 5-pounder.
Jake asked me if they bite a shaky head out here yesterday, I think. Didn't you ask me that?
Yeah.
Or I think Alan asked me before. Yeah. And I said, not really. He rigs up a shaky head and just jumps one off about 5 pounds. Don't listen to the guide sometimes. I've had that happen quite a few times over the years though. People pull out a lure that half of it's confidence. You have confidence in a lure?
Oh yeah.
I love fishing. Shaky head's one of my favorite baits to fish.
Yeah.
I've just spent a lot of time out here not getting bit on.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was almost wanting to pull out a chatterbait or spinnerbait yesterday.
Well, the chatterbait bite's got to start happening soon.
Yeah.
You had that swim jig tied on yesterday, and then I started thinking about the swim jig in here because all that stuff is just like it's the swim jig and chatterbait and stuff here. You can catch them on them any time of the year, but I've always done better in the cooler months when our water seems to cool down a little bit and then it heats right back up. But like right now, it's the last day of the year and it's water 69.7 degrees. It's definitely going to cool down because of the front that came through.
I think I underspin Cotec or something like that, a little swim bait.
Yeah.
Like that would maybe.
There's some fish right there. They look smaller though. The shadows are smaller. I'm sitting here watching. There he is. We got a double. This is awesome right here because I'm calling one of my buddies on the phone. Is that a decent one?
Yeah, it was a decent one.
I'm calling one of my buddies on the phone, sitting here, have a worm out there. He's throwing a lipless, and I said, "Did you hear?" I said, "Oh look, there's a school of fish right there. They look smaller." And as I'm watching these fish swim around, my line takes off and he hooks one, and then the fish disappears.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here. I think that's. See, there's some shadows right there. Some shadows right there. When I hooked this fish and he hooked that fish, they were right here, and we hooked them simultaneously. I am out of excuses to not do well this year in the Bassmasters Eastern Opens. boat control, sonar. I'm looking forward to using this thing up on lakes like Cherokee up in Tennessee, and Oneida. It's a lot of offshore fishing up at Oneida, up there in Syracuse. I've never been to Hartwell, you have.
Yeah.
You said that's some dock fishing and stuff?
Yeah, you'll be able to use that a lot there.
What in the world is that? Look at that big old shadow that just came in. Whew. There we go. Oh, I just got bit while I'm dragging this thing. I'm dragging my worm.
Yeah, that's good. A good one?
I think that's the blur from where the fish I just hooked right there.
Yeah.
Do you see it on the back one?
Yeah, I can see it right there.
Dragging my worm, repositioning the boat.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still out here with that 360. You know, thing I didn't mention a minute ago, most of the images you've seen displayed online are all about the structure that you can find with these, which is great. We just don't have any structure out here where we're at. It's a 2.5. There's no structure out here. There's some hydrilla around us, but we're basically just in a little area. And I'm using it to mark fish, and we're watching these fish swim in and out. And right when that fish hit, he showed up on the radar here, or on the 360. Well, we're starting to get up into some hydrilla, and I can see some hydrilla casting a shadow. The hydrilla is kind of hard to read, but we're actually like watching, like playing a video game, watching these fish swim by and throwing at them. You got a school swimming back that way. Pretty awesome deal. So these things are just not for finding stumps and grass beds and underwater structures. You can actually sit out here and find fish with them, even in 5 feet of water.